Ladies and gentlemen, what happens when our viewers send us fits to fix? That's right, it's another episode of Fix Your Fits! And we're here answering your questions, checking out the fits, doing what you want to see. So if you want the best of you guys, you came to the right place. Ladies and gentlemen, Loru here, digital advertiser, content creator, and even enjoyer for the better part of 10 years now. And here, we got a couple fits for you. We have a couple niche cases to talk about. Very interesting fits for you today. This fit was killed by my Corp. My Corp linked this to me, KYBERNAUT's. Well done, Kyber. You took down a 1 billion Cenotaph in Triglavian space. Let's see. This Cenotaph was running the new sites. That's what one of our Corp mates was saying. He wanted me to tell you how to fly the Cenotaph and how to not do it in drone swarms. Let's check out this fit and see if we can fix anything of it. So the first thing that you're doing, you're in Pochfin. So if you're in Pochfin, you are in dangerous areas of space and you literally have to be on your guard at all times. This is a PvE mostly fit. And I can tell you that because we've got a lot of capacitor focused stuff here. We do see the one scram, but who cares? Because most of their mods are going towards PvE, and no damage mods in the lows is a no-no, okay? So you want to be ready, fit to the gills to do this, and this is not the ship to do PvE. A Cenotaph, oh my god, tell me. We got capacitor control circuits in the rigs as well, so this is not the ship for PvE. You want to take out the Cenotaph for PvP. This is one of the biggest problems you see a lot with players, is they fit the ship they want to fit, and then they go into dangerous areas of space. But it's a suboptimal ship, especially for the kind of activity that this person was doing. So let's see if we can fix this fit. So first of all, what this person was doing was the drone swarms. We actually did a stream on this the other day, where you can do this in Hecates, you can do this in other various ships that aren't a billion-isk, for God's sake. And you can do this without needing so much capacitor. There's an obsession with capacitor. Okay, if I take this one out, we go down to 2 minutes. But this ship does not need to be cap stable. This ship needs to survive a gank. They found him, they saw him doing stuff, they took him down with a bunch of bombers. Good job, Kyber, with that good old-fashioned stealth bombing run. You've done well. A Cenotaph isn't for this, and I could pick and choose these various modules out. Let me just tell you which ones are bad, and then we'll show you an actual good fit. All these low sauce are just straight up wrong. Straight up wrong. You shouldn't be doing damage control. You shouldn't be doing these because you don't need the capacitor. You shouldn't be doing these at all. You shouldn't be doing literally any of these. Let me do this. Also, don't need this. Okay. The rest is okay, but he's got like no breacher pod. Oh my god, where's the breacher pod? He chose to do a command burst instead of a breacher pod. The Cenotaph is the only ship in the game with the Tholos that can fit breacher pods. They are unique weapons to these ships, and these are damage over time effects. They're the only dot in the entire game. They're extremely powerful, and if you're flying a Cenotaph, you need to be using one in your highs. It's mandatory. Yes, mandatory. You must have it. Okay, so let me show you some PvP stuff that I was looking at. I'll give you this fit. This is not my fit. This is not a fit that I can take a test to. A viewer gave this to me. I forget the viewer. I don't know. If you're in the comments, sound off, and let's call it a day, okay? So this is going to be high-grade crystals and is going to be with breacher pods, etc. Yes, this is billions of ISK. Let me take off the clone so you can see how much just the ship is. I will include this with the clone in the description, but let's just see how big this is. 1.6 billion. This is the better fit. Let me help you understand why. First of all, this is a PvP machine. This is meant for hunting down people. This is what this ship is built for. This is what this ship is made for. We have a damage control. We have a big one to give us. You want to bling the ship out, okay? Running Tech 2 mods on a ship that its hull is a billion ISK is just a mistake. The more expensive the ship is, the more bling you need on the ship to make sure it survives, because you want those stats. This is a nano fitted, okay, with nanofibers with an afterburner. So you go a little bit faster. You go from 480 up to 530. Okay, so you want this to go fast because this is a covert ops ship. The Cenotaph is strange. Okay, you have multiple damage types, a covert ops cloak, and the ability to have big shield boosters. This is one of the best parts of this fit. The Cenotaph gets a bonus to shield booster amount. So we're using large capital ship tier. This is a battlecruiser. We're using a tier up shield booster, so you're going to get even more shield tank out of this. This is really awesome. 400 shield per second is 366. Heating it goes up to almost 500. That's a lot. This is really sick. And why are we cap stable? We're cap stable because the shield booster uses sticks. uses Cap 6. You don't actually use any capacitor with this off, so you can literally have all of this on and just start PvPing. This is a PvP ship. Treat it as such. You have missile DPS in the lows, not guns, because it's harder to get the tracking going with the guns. The survey is in. You want to have a missile plus damage for the Cenotaph, not gun plus damage. You'd get more damage out of the guns if you do more guns on the Cenotaph, but they have harder time applying. So you actually do less damage over time, which is what you want if you are doing this Cenotaph with guns in the lows. That's why you want this here. So, and then we have shield mods in the rigs there just to round that off. So I would use this fit if you're going to go PvPing. Don't use the Cenotaph when you're doing PvE sites, and straight up, the drone sites and parchment, don't use a Cenotaph. Consider this fit fixed. The main problem here was where they were doing what activity. That's a big part of Eve. We talk about this a lot. Make sure you subscribe, understand how to fly each ship to its fullest, and how to get the most out of this game that we all love. Now, this Gila is a passive tanked Gila that was killed by a Hyperion in high sec. Huh? How was this done? How was he killed in a 0.8 system? Well, the person who died in this Gila says, this is a good lesson. The killer tracked me down because I lost another ship in the abyss a few days ago. Check this out. Check this out. This guy lost. Okay, let's see it. He lost. Let's find it. We're looking. This was that Gila. He lost a Retri in the same system, I think. No, it's in the abyss, but this retribution was probably in the same system as that Gila, okay? And this guy was like, oh, it's the Enforcer. Okay, gotcha. Let's see it. Let's see what the Enforcer looks like. Let's see it. Oh yeah, he sees you fly bling, dude. So you got a 2 billion Enforcer in the abyss. Nasty. What tier abyss was this out of curiosity? Thank you, Spinizzy. Yes. What tier abyss was this out of big curiosity? So 2 billion Enforcer. This Hyperion sees that he flies bling. This dude sees this guy flying bling. He comes back. He scouts out the system. He sees what he's doing. And even though this is a decently fit passive Gila, passive Gilas are a thing. We haven't made videos on these for a reason, and you're seeing the reason now. He found him, took him down, and was able to stop him from doing terrible things. And this is a large shield extender. Let me put this in here. Let's see if we can fix this fit. And let's talk about this fit. And let's talk about the reason why you haven't seen me use these on this. So let's just throw a Caldari Navy on here. Let's just throw a Republic on there. I know it's over on Power Grid, but he has an Abyssal Rolled Shield. So what the heck is this fit? This is a passive tanked Gila. So this is a Gila that pushes your shield extender stuff very, very high. There's a problem here. First problem is we're using faction missile launchers. Faction missile launchers do not do more DPS than Tech 2 missile launchers at the poles. Faction missile launchers do more DPS with lower skills. My first note to y'all is use faction missile launchers when your skills are lower. When you get more skills, check the DPS with the Tech 2s. Let's see, we are doing 160 DPS with faction missile launchers. Let's come down here, okay. The other thing is we're using hams. Heavy missile launchers on a Gila. I don't recommend that. I like light missiles on the Gila myself. So with these Furies, let's use variation Tech 2s on all of these. Let's put these on just so you can see it. And I know another thing with this is the power grid is more, so you actually can't do this. You can see that with Tech 2s, I'm doing 198. I recommend light missiles for a Gila, not heavy missiles. You can check out our Gila Abyss Guide and see what's up. We show you T3 and T4 and indeed into T5 fits in one video. So go check that out. It's in our Alpha Abyss missile series. The other problem with this fit is passive Gila fits work until they don't. Passive tanked fits, how they function is you can see we've got 100,000 EHP because we've got nothing but shield extenders all throughout the mids. And in the rigs, we've got core defense field extenders all throughout the rigs, just pushing our raw shield HP is 30k. One of these is increasing our raw HP by almost 5,500. It looks like 5k or raw shield. The problem with this is exactly what happened to our mans here. There's no way to stop the PvP. And in Eve, you always kind of want to be PvP focused here. So passive Gilas are not something that I recommend. Instead, I recommend y'all fly a ship that is more affordable, first of all. And if you're going to go into T4s, we have a T4 exotic fit that's only 900 million-isk. Okay, yours was 1.4 billion. Mine is 800 million-isk. So we have 1 heavy missile launcher and 3 rapid lights. And we were able to do we were able to do more DPS than, oh, am I missing one? 1 heavy missile launcher, because what I like to do is make sure that the heavy missile launcher can shoot out to 60 and this shoots out to 30. We detail out all of this over on our Alpha Abyss missile series. This is a Gila that is, oh, do you have an afterburner? Oh my God, you don't even have an afterburner, dude. Oh no, you do. Oh, thank God. I was gonna say, how the hell are you slow boating through the abyss? This ship, I've been ganked, attempted to get ganked. In this ship, I have not died. Because we have the double heals for electrics, this is better at getting away from the PvP. So the Hyperion took him down with a massive amount of DPS in blasters because he straight scattered you out, dude. The fact that you had a bunch of passives means that he could have fit way less DPS probably and still cracked your egg, because passive fits don't work. They're not as good as active fits almost every time. So consider that fit fixed. This is really good. Thank you for showing me this. Could we get some 07s for our friends Spawniza and chat for showing this? Because this is a really good thing that show your mistakes. It's very brave of you, Spawniza, showing this. You're not afraid to talk about your loss. Thank you for that, Spawniza. Really good stuff. Well done, 07s from the community here, because you did a good thing here, showing the people stuff. We got a really good talking point here. So the first thing to learn is if you lose something in an area of space, maybe don't bring the same blinged activity to there because you're going to get hunted down. The second thing is passive fits, not great. Do something else with those. So the last one that we're going to fit here is the Rattlesnake. Now this is a similar passive shield fit. Now this is an old, we were told by my Corp kill these guys as well. Corp gave both of these. This was killed a couple days ago. And this one is an old, I'm going to read you what this says. This is an old pirate fob fit that was running a trig wormhole escalation. So what you're seeing once again is somebody who's running an activity in a slightly off ship and didn't have a scout going. Let's see if we can fix this fit. What the heck is a Rattlesnake? It's a big Gila. Okay, it gets bonuses to heavy drone damage, shield extenders, shield resistance, and missiles. This is a big Gila. Okay, it's a large Gila. It's a great ship. It's one of the best ships in the game, to be honest. So with his Gecko squad, and you know that one of his Geckos was killed, you can get, let's go up to 2 here. You can do just 1 Gecko. Okay, so there's 1, we have probably 2 Geckos in there. 1 Gecko is going to do 400 damage, and then you have the Berserkers is doing 300 damage. So yeah, 1 Gecko is probably what this guy was running. And look at this, we do 1,000 HP a second. You're going to look at this and go, Loru, the last one was terrible. And you said this one's terrible too, right? Because it's a passive fit. The short answer is this one's actually better than that Gila fit, because it was made for a specific purpose to hit pirate fobs. You would have mobs on the pirate structures that would do, if they did less than 1,000 damage to you a second, you would never die, because it does 1,000 HP a second. That's a lot, by the way. You have to collectively do more than 1,000 damage a second to this monster in order for it to stop you. And because it has the Black Eagle, nice, he's got the blue one, 2.5 billion coming in, can target out to 112, can throw the drones out to 86. So he's throwing his Gecko out at range, and he's poking things at range with his 60 km Arbalest missiles. This is a very I don't know why, dude. You have the room. This should be Tech 2 missiles. Why you have 2.4 billion ISK on this? Why don't you have Tech 2 missiles on this? What the heck is happening in Shibuya? This is just like, why are we doing this to ourselves, bro? You can do way more damage. You already have 2.5 billion ISK in this. You should put more on this. What the heck? So Fury missiles go out to 45. We're doing way more damage now. Okay, gotcha. And if we put the faction missiles on this, we can put let's put a Scourge on this. We're doing, is that the one or is it Nova? Scourge is doing these. That's right. Is it let's just do Scourge. Fine, whatever. We're doing, and we can hit even further with the faction ammos up to 60. It takes 10 million missiles to kill a pirate fob, and maybe that's why. Okay, so he was going for way cheaper missiles and just throwing, he was using faction missiles. So he should have been using Tech 2 guns. We have the power grid. Oh my God, we pathetically have the power grid. We could fit bigger, badder things in here. This is gross and disgusting. This ship died because it was in high sec killing Triglavians on a wormhole, and my Corp found him and dunked him. Don't use fits that are for the wrong thing. What could you use for this instead? It doesn't matter. The fit doesn't matter in this case. The activity is hunting trigs. What he needed is a scout. Actually, he needed 2 scouts. Let me show you what I mean. Okay. He is sitting on a wormhole. Here's a wormhole. Squigglies, denote a wormhole. Okay. He is in a good old fashioned battleship doing his thing. He's poking stuff. A bunch of little ships warp in and take him down. The problem is he couldn't go through the other side of the wormhole because my Corp is going to be on the other side of the wormhole too. We live in Parchment. So you can't splash through the wormhole. It's not safe there. Basically, by the time they get into system, you're already dead. So what he needed to do is he needed to have a scout on the edge of a system, 1 jump away, and you have to have a scout in Parchment if you're going to do this kind of activity. That's how to do this. So the other thing is this should be a Marauder. You can have a cheaper Marauder to do this. The same activity for a more expensive. Wow, two passive tanked fits in 1 episode. So what I would do here is a usability problem. And this is for an older kind of thinking and isn't exactly good for killing trigs. Check out, we have a video on how to kill trigs in a Chronos. It's much, much cheaper. Okay, and a Vargar straight up. Yeah, super. That's what happens, baby. We have to pop the people. You know what I'm saying? So thank you for the people that dropped the Fix Your Fits. And y'all, I hope you learned something today. If you want the full Fix Your Fits playlist, that's right here. And if you want the best Eve guides, sub right here. Thanks for submitting these, y'all. As you drop them, we're going to keep talking about them. We'll see ya in the next video. Thanks very, very much.